Then welcome to another Python programming class, guys. And today we have episode 7. And yeah, so today I just have a quick agenda, which I want to show you here, which is this one. And today I will just start with some inspiration where I show you what you actually also can do with Python, because I think last time we talked a lot about technical stuff, but I think I would add some kind of inspiration or just something which keeps you motivated in the beginning every time. And then we will just revisiting modules quickly, so just a recap, so you get a reminder actually, and you can remember what we did or if you missed it. And then we will talk about virtual environments, which is super cool actually, and also important if you want to work on a productive version or like something which is in production. And then we will cover the dictionaries, which is one of the most important data types, like lists and sets, which we had before, or integers. And dictionaries are like one of the most useful and important dictionaries. And then what is this? How to work with files, and then practicing on a real project together. So this is something which we could talk about today as well, if we made it or make it through all of those topics here. And if you still have any questions, guys, just let me know while I talk. So you're not forbidden to talk. And yeah, so the first thing I want to show you is Discord. So we have Discord here, and I added something in the tech channel, I think here, tech chat. Oh, was it here? Yes, exactly. And then I was looking on something which is called this here, like Daily Dev. If you haven't seen it before, it's a web page and a company and a browser plugin where I can go inside, log in with my GitHub, and then I can just manage my tags, which I want to see on my feed, which you can see here. And then I chose, for example, I want to see topics regarding to Google BigQuery, or I want to see anything related to, what is this, fundamentals, data structures, and time complexity. And then all those topics, it could be anything, and they will be visible here, and then I can click on it and read about that. And that's when I came across this amazing article again from KD Nuggets. Let me just post it here. And this is covering the topic, how to perform motion detection using Python. And as you can see here, for example, this is just a video, and the Python script or like the image processing is detecting all those different objects, and then it just detects them, and you could process information and say this could be a human who's walking, and this is a car, or whatever you want. And this is just something which you also could do if you have a cam, and it's actually pretty easy to implement, because there are some modules or frameworks which you can use, and this looks pretty cool if you look at this. Like, you can see the line of direction or the motion direction of each object, which is super cool. Like, this guy's standing. And yeah, so you see also those boxes which come from the openCV framework. And yeah, so that's just some inspiration for you, what you also could do, because Isaac saw this and he was like completely amazed. And yeah, you basically could dive into this project, because you see they also provide the whole code here, they explain what's happening, and that's one field which you also could go into, because there are a lot of people who do that. And for example, instagram.com AI coding, I think. Yeah, AI coding, this is Andrea, and she's like totally into all of that stuff. Like, you can see this one. She or like in 2021 I met her, and she's doing all that stuff, and she's working with a lot of machine learning. That's why this is super interesting. And I think if you have any questions, just go here and ask her, okay? And that was just a small adventure into image processing with openCV. So this is like super interesting and important if you want to work with it. And I did that in my university as well, actually, but I just covered one module which was called image processing. And yeah, so if you have any questions, just let me know regarding this topic, and then we'll just go back to the modules and packages. And if you can remember, or if you do remember, we had something like another file here. And then this is the main, if you can see that. Whoop. So this is PyCharm, by the way. And we created another file which has our functions, how many we want, whatever it doesn't matter. And we just wanted to use it in another file. And to do that, we just have to import the name of this function by writing import helper functions. So it thinks helper functions exactly. And then I just could go here and say helper functions dot, and then the name of my function. And as you can see here in my IDE, it already suggests me all those functions which I wrote. And this one is print long. So I'll just use it, and then it just takes the function from this file instead of writing it here, which helps you to keep the code cleaner. And also, let's say I have a very complicated algorithm and I want to pass it on to Blazor. I don't want to send him my whole file, right? So I just could put it into a module, or like this file here, and send it over to Blazor via GitHub. And then he can use it by himself, done. Instead of taking the code out of my actual main source code and then giving it somehow to Blazor. And now let's run it. Let's see what's happening. So I see this is my main file, and I just press play on this one, or run this play button, and then you need to make sure that this is actually the file which you're running, because I also could say go here and check out for helper functions or T3 or whatever that is, but I want to run main, so I just press play, and you see it prints long, because this function or this code snippet is going into helper function, print long, and then imagine when I press Control on my keyboard, it should move over to this file, because you're in an IDE, and it helps you to see or like to follow your whole trail of code. So let's see if it works actually. So I press here, you see? So maybe I even can close this file, and now I press Control on my keyboard, and you see it highlights blue, and then it moves to this file suddenly, and then it shows you this is the function which got executed. And again, guys, if you come across PyCharm and those yellow lines, just hover above this yellow line, and then the IDE is telling you what to do. Like this one is just a warning, because it says expected 2 blank lines found 1. And PEP3 is like a Python guideline, so you don't have to get confused by that one. And then you just could click reformat the file, and then it just cleans up your code, just like that. And that's what we did last week by implementing one of our own modules, okay? And remember, we also had those files called, the page called pyp.org, I think. Yeah, .org. And this is like one of your biggest Python package platforms where other people also can upload packages, and then you can use them, or you can work with other people on those packages. And that's just the topic from last week. So that now we are done with those two, and let's go to virtual environments. But before we do that, guys, do you have any questions so I can answer them to you? So let's see. All right. Maybe the chat here. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Let's see. Which is actually super important for the next topic as well. But let's do that after I introduce you to the virtual environment, because then you will understand why it's actually super important. Okay, Johnny? Perfect. And your microphone today is different, right? Or is it just me? Doesn't matter. All right. So guys, virtual environments, okay? What is a virtual environment? So imagine, because you remember what I try to teach you is not just a topic, you know, I try to teach you how to teach it to yourself. And that's why if you come across this topic and then somebody mentions this in their project workflow, or like Ötzi is saying, Ötzi worked with virtual environments at work already, but Ötzi is just, or was just limited to, or is needed just to activate and deactivate them. And if you have to learn it by yourself, just go to Google, type in virtual environment, maybe even with Python, so you can see what it actually is. And that's why there's no issue and no problem by Googling something by yourself. There's no issue, okay? Even if you feel dumb or something, just do it, because that's what I do every day. Okay? And then let's see what it says. A virtual environment is a Python environment such that the Python interpreter library blah blah blah. Oh my god, I don't understand that. I mean, if I would be a beginner, I wouldn't even understand that. You see, that could be the issue, and that's why I'm here for you right now. And I'm trying to show it to you. But this is what you could read. And let's try something else. For example, this. Yeah, look at this. Why do we need virtual environment in Python? And now it says, one of our projects might require a different version of an external library than another one. So that's the first thing. That's something which makes sense and is logical, right? And if you have only one place to install packages, then you can't work with two different versions of the same library. So it kind of sounds like Git, what we said, because it is related to versions, but this one is not like Git per se. But for that you have package managers. Yeah, but let me maybe not write it, but draw it for you. So we have this page here, Miro, and I'm going to draw this one for you. Wait, I need to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, maybe like this. So this is a virtual environment, okay? So let's say this is your computer, and now we want to write some code, or Monet is here. This is Monet. Yeah. And he wants to write some code here, and he wants to automate some processes for his work. And now he's doing all of that, and he needs to install a lot of packages. So let's say he's installing package 1, package 2, package 3, because he just requires all of them to process specific data or whatever it is. And this fly is annoying me here. Oh my god. Anyways, but not as annoying as Windows. This is the package which Monet is using. And now let's say Monet wants to go and work on, where can I change the color here? Now Monet wants to work on another code or another script, which also is on his PC, because this whole thing here is Monet's PC. And here you have package 1, package 2, package 3. And let's say we want to use them here as well. So oh my god, there's the wrong button. How do you duplicate this? Duplicate was copy, duplicate here, D. Oh, it's D. So now this script also uses all of those packages, but let's say you also want to use, so now there's no problem, because Monet is just changing the directory or whatever that is. And imagine Monet goes here, and this is the third source code which he wants to build on his computer. And this time it just needs one package, like the same package which all of them use here, but the package 2 and 3, he doesn't need them. But they require a lot of space on his computer. And that's why he doesn't want to install them, but they already are on his computer. And that could be a problem, because, for example, he doesn't want to install them. Or we could talk about a deployment system where, let's say we want to, let's say, take this pen, and let's say we want to deploy those versions from the computer here. somewhere else to the cloud. And now the cloud needs to understand, okay, what are my requirements to run this script? And then it takes all those packages, it takes all those packages. But on Monet's PC, like those packages are on Monet's PC, like all of them. And now this code only requires one package. But because all of them are in this package, this whole code, all the packages will be transferred to the other system where he's working. So he has some packages which he doesn't even need, and they could consume a lot of space for you. This could be one example. Does it make sense to you guys? Perfect. Okay, so this is that one example. And then the other example was, for example, now Monet wants to add another code snippet. Boop. Oh shit, now I didn't want to copy this whole chunk. Let's delete this one. And now this is another one. And this time, he doesn't need version 1, but version 1 2.0. Let's remove this one. But all of them have version 1.0. I just didn't write them because 1.0 is just empty right now. And now he runs this code, and this code says, oh, I need package 1, but version 2.0, because if you remember, and we go to PyP again, let's go to the request library or module. Do you see those have versions all the time? And now let's say, because all of those code snippets, they use this version of the packages, of your module, okay? So I just call it package because it's something which you get delivered like a package. And now this code is running, but it says, let me take a pen. Yellow. This version doesn't fit this version. And then it doesn't work anymore, and then you have to delete this version or update it to version 2.0. And then this code is running again. Check. Okay, cool. But then when he goes back and says, oh, I want to run this code and this code again, and then those code snippets say, or the scripts say, hello, we're looking for package 1 version 1.0, but we have 2.0 now. We can't work with that. It's too new. It's like Windows 11 and we still run on Windows 10. And you see, this is the problem. That's why we have package managers and virtual environments, which actually provides a solution to this one. Because a virtual environment basically does this. You go here, and let's say this is now Monet's PC here. And yeah, Monet is sitting here. And it's happy because he will learn how to use virtual environments now. And this is the whole computer. And while Monet is using his code here, oh no, let's do it like this. And then this code, he creates virtual environments. So those virtual environments are like independent, let's say, folders, so you understand it somehow. So they are the same, but you can separate them. And let's say you have another code here, Monet, because you like to automate all your boring stuff. And then here also another code snippet. So all of those are different code snippets which are running, because they are different projects and they automate different processes, whatever you want. And now he can create a virtual, oh my god, virtual environment 1. Okay, maybe I should take this. And now he creates here number 2. Okay, maybe I should just copy this one. And where's my pen? This is number 2. Yeah, that's how you transform a 1 to a 2. Delicious. There are 3 and 4. And now all those different virtual environments, venv stands for virtual environment, so maybe I should write it. Venv equals virtual environment. Went here, virtual environment. And then let's say Monet wants to run this code. He just has to activate this environment. And then it can run independently with all the packages which are inside this one. So let's say you have package 1, package 2, package 3 here. And now we could say we go here, and this code doesn't require the same packages, and we require package A from somewhere else. I don't know, it's completely different. 2, or no, like 5, or no, 4 and 5. And you see, those are totally different. And if you run this code now and it requires those packages, it will never touch those packages because this environment is just confirmed or dedicated to those packages. And what is this? Thank you for the follow, XLD0, man. Okay, let's go back. And then we have the same for environment 3 and 4. Does it make sense so far, guys? If you have any questions, so let me know. Like a sandbox, it runs independently. I am understanding it right. Yes, man. Isaac, man, nice. Thank you. All right, yeah, that's basically it. Like, I don't know if you guys understand what a sandbox is. That's why I refrained from using that term. That's why I used folders. But actually, the right term should be environment, you know? And virtual environment is like, because it's digital, it's on your computer. So it's like your computer already is virtual, you know? And then you have another, or like digital virtual environment in it, which you actually can't see, you just can use it. And that's why we need virtual environments. And now I'm going to show you how to create one. And for that, we have different types of methods to create your virtual environment. And I also think I had one example here in the tech chat, I think. Wait, let me look it up here. Venv. Oh yeah, look at this, guys. So let's copy this one, copy message link. I will just add it to the chat here. So you can click on it. If you're on the server, you can you will get moved to this link. And we have different versions how to use that, because I think Marvin, yeah, it was Marvin. Yeah, Marvin, one of our automation specialists and mobile app developers, also asked if there is any difference between those different virtual environment creators. And I just wrote it down for him. And I used all of them. And I think the easiest one is venv, because it also stands for virtual environment, and it's also super easy to use. But you also can use other ones, but I recommend you to use either venv or virtual env. They basically do the same, and now I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? And just read about it if you want, but basically you just need this one. I will go here, paste it here again for you guys. Here's some formatting. Boop. So this is the first thing. This is venv. First of all, and now I'm going to show you how to do that. Look at this. We go back to the code, and now let's close this box here. And what you guys need to get your hands on as well is to get used working with the terminal in the IDE as well, which you can get access to by pressing on terminal on the bottom here. And if you don't have it, you just have to activate it by going to the window or tools settings somewhere here and then activate it. For example, here somewhere, or like restore your default layout if you can see that. And then it should be down below. And if it isn't, just let me know. We can find it somehow, because it kind of is a maze in PyCharm to find it. And now look at this. Now you need to write down some comments, okay? Commands. And the first one is, for example, pip freeze. And pip freeze basically just freezes all the packages which you have installed right now. And if you don't know, guys, pip is your package manager from Python, which you actually should have installed as well by now already. And if you write pip version, it should tell you the version which you have right now. But I will just reduce my font a little bit, because it's a little bit too big for me. I mean, agents can't see, but I can see that. So clear. Can I clear here? Yeah. So let's do it again. Pip version, and then you simply see it's installed. It has pip version 21.3.1, and then it runs on Python 3.10. So that's the first thing you should do. And now I write pip freeze, and let's see what will happen. The first thing is okay, it installed all those, or like those packages are installed. And as you remember, we go back here to request. For example, request has this version, okay? And now I write pip install request. I could say, just paste it here, pip install request. Let's see what will happen. Oh no, actually it's a bad example because I already have it here. But let's just pretend we don't have it for Johnny. And now install it just by writing pip install request, or just copy this line here. And then you install it. And then you see it says, freeze, where is it? Oh my god, I can't see it. Here, I think. Where did I say it? Oh yeah, anyways, it says, requirement already satisfied, blah, 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 blah. And this package also comes with a lot of other packages. That's why it says those requirements already are installed, because as you can see, if I clean it again, pip freeze, you see I already have it. But let's say I want to install something else, which is I don't know, let's look off or think of something. Pandas, maybe pandas. Let's look up. Pandas is a very important module or package for data scientists actually, and I think this is the run. So this is pandas. And right now you don't need to understand what this is, but it's extremely useful and important for us, because we want to automate our processes, we want to process data, and you will come across this library or this package soon or later anyway. And by the way, it's a pretty big company package, and that's why it takes some time to install it. But let's say, Johnny, this is how you install it. You write pip install pandas, and if you don't say any version, it will just install the latest version which you have here, and which is what I recommend to do, because you always want to work with the most recent version. But remember, sometimes you have other frameworks which you use, and they require older versions because they didn't launch an update or patch for this or their framework yet. That's why I just leave it like that, pip install pandas, and now it just installs all of that like that. But I hope you don't do it right now, because I'm just showing you what's happening, and then I show you how to create your virtual environment, because the secret is I already have a virtual environment active on my computer, and that's what you can see here in front of your command line path, and it says foundation for me. And the thing is, if you have it as well on your IDE right now, you set up your project correctly, and foundation is just the name which the PyCharm IDE gave it to yourself. But we will create our own in a few seconds, okay? But let's clear this again. So I just installed pip install pandas, and here's another trick, guys. If you want to rewrite what you just did and go into the terminal, just press arrow up, for those who don't know yet. You see, I'm just pressing arrow up or down, and then it just shows me all of this, what I have. And now imagine I want to install pandas again accidentally. I just can do that, and it says it's already installed, which is a good sign. So let's go back, and now let's see what happens when I say pip freeze. And now you can see I have suddenly pandas and numpy, which came from pandas, and I think probably something else came, but I don't know, maybe 6. So those are the libraries or the packages which I just installed. And now I could write import pandas, and then you see it doesn't have any problem. It doesn't tell me, oh, I don't know this library, you know, and then we can't use it. But if it wouldn't be installed yet, it would be red, and it would tell you, if you hover above it, hey man, I'm not installed. Do you want me to install it for you? And then it will just install it for you by clicking install package or something. Okay? Does that make sense so far? And now, look at this. For that you have like 2 different ways. The first thing is, or the first way which I always do, is I just check out my packages by saying pip freeze. Okay, this is the first one. And the second one is if you like to work with user interfaces, which I don't, you can go somewhere here in your code, edit configurations, and then wait, where is it again? Somewhere here in your plugins. Oh no, I think I have to go to settings, and then you have to look for project something here. I think this one here, build tool, something here. So you need to check this one out. Wait, I don't know where this is actually. Here, project demo long. So this is my folder of my project, and then when I click on it, you can see the Python interpreter, which is running on Python 3.10 in demo long. And as you can see, it's running on my path to demo long, where my whole code is, as you can see. And then it goes to foundation, and foundation is your virtual environment. Now the name happened to be foundation. I didn't change it. That's why it says it. And then this is just the Python exe file which runs your code. And you can see here Python interpreter. Those are all the packages which you installed. And you see it's the exact same thing here on this side, except some more which are not so relevant. That's why, for example, the wheel, because it also is some kind of package support system. But this is not so important right now. But as you can see, I have PySnooper here as well, and then I have all the other stuff like requests and pandas. And if you are funny, you also can go here and install, and then you can look up any package you want. For example, I don't know, what are those packages here? Oh my god. Oh man. Okay, maybe JSON or Flask. Yeah, let's go with Flask. So you see Flask is here. I have never installed a package through this interface, so I don't know what will happen. But let's see what will happen when I press on install package. So now it says package Flask installed successfully. Amazing. So let's close this. Close this. Oh no, apply. Okay. And now let's do it again. Pip freeze. And now it should say Flask or something somewhere. Yeah, look at this. Now it says Flask. Does this answer your question, Johnny? Then, look, another example, import Flask. Oh my god, what's this? And then, oh my god, import Flask, and then it could work. So that's how you actually create them. And now I'm going to show you how to create your virtual environment. Because let's imagine you don't have your PyCharm and you don't have any virtual environment yet, and you want to create one. And normally I do it from the terminal. But if you set up a project in PyCharm, it will create a virtual environment for yourself, and you can see it by checking out this folder here. But I have an amazing theme right now, so you can't read it. But this foundation folder has a couple of folders which are called lib, scripts, python. Oh my god, maybe I should just copy it and you can see it in the chat. So look at this. It looks like that. So this is how your library or like your virtual environment should look like, which has all the libraries. Okay, it has a lib folder and scripts, but you don't need to understand what exactly is happening there. You just need to know this is your virtual environment. Okay, and they have all the files for your modules which you're using. But of course, it doesn't have the helper function module because it's what we created. Okay, and now let's go here and now look what happens when I say deactivate. Oh my god, deactivate. So you see, now this foundation is gone. And now let's see what I did on my computer. And the best thing which could happen right now is that only a couple of modules are returned or packages are returned which I installed on my computer. Because if I deactivate it now, remember what we said here? We don't have this right now. We will go here and it will list all of the packages which I installed before through my whole life on Windows. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if Isaac would fall asleep listening to packages. Just kidding. Okay, so now let's see what will happen when I do that. pip freeze. I hope, please don't give me too many. Oh my god, what is this? So you see, I have so many installed because I normally don't code on my Windows PC, but I do it on my MacBook. And then those are all the packages which I installed already. But most of them are common packages which I use like in every project. That's why they are here, but maybe this one is not one of those, or lab, I don't even know what that is. But if you do that, like if you just go to terminal here, and now you just write pip freeze, you can do it everywhere. It will just return all of the libraries which you have right now, which is a lot right now. And you see, now imagine I want to take all the requirements of my script, and then it would take all of those packages and install them even though I don't need them. But there also are packages which help you to avoid that. But that's what we talk about another time, okay? So let's just continue and say, this is my package now, and I have to check how to do that on Windows because there's a little bit some difference. But let's see if it works. So the first thing which I do is I have to write Python 3 minus m, which stands for a module. And now I would have venv. But if I don't have it installed, but let's see what would happen. So what you do is Python 3 minus m, and then the venv module, and then you give it a name. So now I give it the name demo environment. And then I just press enter. It doesn't matter where, as long as you are in your own folder where you want this library or this environment to be. And now let's see what will happen. Now if I go back to my source code here at the top, you can see it created a folder called demo env. And if I click on it, you can see it has the exact same structure like Foundation, except that it has an include folder because I created it myself. Oops, what is this? Let's remove this. Yeah, you can see that. So this is how you create your own environment, by writing this example. Let me copy this in your chat. Maybe I'm using wrong terminals. Pip freeze. No. Henry, this actually, which basically just means that you don't have anything installed. You could try to install requests. So just write pip install request, install requests, and try to say pip freeze again, and then you will see you will have pip freeze installed. Not pip freeze, request actually. And this is the command for you guys, so you actually know how to do that. But to get some more details, just go into this line because this is a little bit more generic. Wait, where's my chat? Here. So this is the actual generic command because I just gave it a name already. And if you do that, it should create this folder for you. But if it doesn't work, it means you have to install your venv module. And to do that, let's try and pretend I'm not here and you need to install it. Then I say how to install venv Python. You go here, installing packages using pip and virtual environments. Let's see if this is the right one. Oh no, actually this is better, but as a beginner, I would click on the first thing I see. So let's see what's happening here. And then you can see installing pip. Okay, we have pip already. And then it says the exact same thing. This is for Windows. Look at this. On Windows, you even can do it like this. And yeah, this link actually is pretty good, where you can see how to create that, like creating a virtual environment and then activating a virtual environment. But let's just check it out if it works actually, because on Windows and Mac, the commands are a little bit different. I'm always confused, but let's check it out. So I created demo env now, and now I want to activate it. But how do I do this? On Windows, I have to go here because I'm on Windows now. I have to write this one. But of course, my environment folder is not called env because this example used env, and I used demo env. Or did I use? Yeah, demo env. So I have to go here and want to activate it so I can read it. Before you can start installing using packages, I have to go to this one. I copy paste this one here, but if I just copy it like this, because most beginners just copy paste and then they think, why is it not working? And then it says, the term is not recognized as a name of blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. I hope that doesn't happen to me. So let's see. I have to write demo env and then activate it. Wow, it works. But if you have to write it yourself, write dot backslash demo env with tab and then scripts slash activate. And then just press enter. And then if you do that, you can see it suddenly returned demo env, which means I'm in my virtual environment now. And now look at this, Henry. You said pip freeze. And now I do the same. And as you can see, it will return nothing like what happened to you. Zoom browser. Okay, thank you. So you see, this is a complete fresh environment. Nothing is there. That's why it shows me nothing. And now, Johnny, let's go back and install pip install requests. And now it says, oh yeah, I will install all of the packages which are important. And now let's say clear and pip freeze again. And now you see it installed all the packages which I needed. Basically, it's just request, but request comes from URL lib3. And they also require all of those packages. And that's how you actually create your own one. And well, let's say you don't want to, or like now, let's say you worked on all of that and now you created a new project and you want to deactivate it and switch to the other one. And there are libraries or packages which help you to do it even faster, but you need to understand the basics first. So that's why I tell you before, after we activate it, we need to deactivate it. And now I will just say deactivate, because the whole environment understands that I have this command which deactivates my virtual environment. And now let's see what happens with this green color here on the top, on the left. Yeah. Yes, but this package is not that big. But now imagine, now I'm just repeating myself because I have the same package on two different environments, right? But imagine this package. Now let's say pip uninstall request. Oh no, I need to go back to the package again. So let's say, you see, this is what I had before, okay? Now let's say pip uninstall requests. Yes, I want to remove all of them. So let's say pip freeze again. And now you see request is gone, okay? And now let's say I want to say pip install request and I want to install version, wait, what is the normal version? 2.2.8. So I want to install 2.2. Maybe it exists. And now you see it takes request 2.0 and let's say pip freeze. And you see now it says request 2.2 because this project is from another person and they never updated it, or they need this version because this request module, so this package, only this version works with a specific other module which doesn't work with higher versions of the request library or module. Okay? And that's one reason why you would have different virtual environments. And of course, in the beginning, like what we are doing right now, you don't need to have multiple virtual environments. It's only important for bigger projects because like one project will have like 30 packages and then the other one will just have 5. And if you, like, for example, you want to get all the packages so you can install them by doing this, for example, pip freeze. This is another command. You can say requirements.txt. And this command basically says, okay, print all of the packages which I have with pip freeze and then output it into a file which is called requirements.txt. And this requirements.txt is super important for deployments, because now look what happens. I just wrote it, and now here in my file tree, you can see requirement just got created with the whole input which I have here. And now imagine I only need this one, this one package. And if I do that and give you this file, you would install all of them, and they take more memory or whatever you want from your computer. And this is not so efficient. But don't be afraid. Python modules are not that big unless you work with pretty big packages like pandas, for example. But there are way more bigger ones. But you don't need to be worried about the memory of those libraries which we're using right now, or packages actually. Okay? Does it make sense? Any questions, guys? Maybe you are on your computer and you can try it out for yourself. Oh yeah, look at this. Henry's doing that right now, and that's exactly what's happening. And that's why you also want to protect yourself from having a lot of useless libraries, or packages actually, which you don't want to, or which you don't use anymore. Because sometimes you install something for one usage and it will be there forever. But you need to uninstall it by saying pip uninstall the package name. And how to close it? Can I now? How you can close it? I'm not sure what you want to close, Henry. Do you want to close the whole terminal or the demo? You could just say deactivate. Just say deactivate, because you see now it's gone. Okay. So it's better if I just venv every time I just need a library for a few times. So it's better if I just venv every time I just need no, you don't need to do that, Isaac. You basically just could say, I mean, if this project requires it once and you use it the whole time in your library, because in your project, then it's totally fine, man. It's totally fine. So you don't need to be fixated so much on this topic. It's just for bigger projects. I just want to show you now how to do that, because sometimes you have people who coded a lot on their whole computer, and then I say, yo, can you send me your requirements file so I can get all the modules which I need to run your code? And then they say pip freeze and then the requirements file, and this requirement file is 500 lines long. And then I'm like, dude, I don't need all those 500 libraries or modules actually, right? No. Yeah, which one do I need? I don't know. And that's one issue which you have, you know? And imagine you have a very limited memory on your deployment system, and it doesn't have so much space. Then you don't want to install 500 modules which you don't use, okay? So that's the idea behind all of that. And for your case right now, guys, is try to set up your virtual environment and just stick to it. Just one. And every time you open a new project on PyCharm, it will create one for you anyway. Okay? So that's your takeaway for today. Okay? That's it for the virtual environment. And do you have any questions? But let me go back to this one. What is a virtual environment? Oops. Yeah, so we covered this one now as well. So let's go here and make a check mark. Tick. Boom. 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 Guys, if you don't know on Windows, you just can press Windows key and semicolon, and then it opens this emoji box for you if you don't know. And on Mac, it's Control, Command, and Space. Okay? So then we will move over to the last topic quickly, and then the time already is almost over, guys. So the last topic is the introduction to the data type dictionaries, which is one of my favorite data types next to data frames. I just dropped the name data frame here so you have heard of it, okay? Because this is also some kind of data structure which is super important. But today we won't talk about this. I just hide it here so you can't see it. Oh my god, this is wrong. I hide it like this so you can't see it. Okay, dictionaries. What are dictionaries? As you know, we work with a lot of data types already, like list, integer, and strings or characters, which you can see here, you know. And let's see if we have this dictionary here somewhere. Dictionaries. Oh, look at this. We have dictionaries and structuring data. Amazing. So it basically is going through the roadmap which I have in my mind as well, because I didn't read all of that, guys. I just how do you say it? I scanned the page and I saw it's really nice. So let's see what will happen, because as you remember, I want to teach you how to learn by yourself. That's why I would go here or go on YouTube and check it out, but I will just check this one out. I will read it. And then it says, like a list, a dictionary is a mutable collection of many valuables, values. And now I will just show you how this looks like. So this is an example, okay? And wait, let me go to my code. So we don't need this anymore. Clear, goodbye, sayonara. And now I will go close this one, close this one, and I also don't need this. I will just say gone. No, I will remove everything. And now I will say my cat is this. Wait, I don't have a formattation tool here actually, so I can't do it for you. Okay, so first of all, before you do anything, I just want to show you how a dictionary actually looks like, okay? And right now, a dictionary looks like this. Oops. It just looks like that. Why is it wrong? What is here? Remove format file. Okay, so you know we had my list is something like this. Oops. Self-def. Then we have self. What is this? Yeah, those are just my auto-generated items. Anyways, this is a list which we had before, right? And in each list, you only can have one, or like you will just have items which will have one value. And this one, the first value is self-def. The second one is maybe I should Python class. So the one is self-def, the second one is Python class, and that's what we learned before. And then if we have A equals 1, A is 1, or B is Isaac with a space behind. Okay? And now we have this amazing structure, which is called my cat. My cat, I just changed it. And as you can see, suddenly you have 1, 2, 3 elements. And what you need to understand is that a dictionary is like a real dictionary in like the ones which you can look up, where you can look up words. And for example, when you want to look for the word TypeScript again, Isaac, what you do is you go into your dictionary, you open it as T or at the letter T, and then you look for type, and then script. And then in the dictionary, it says TypeScript, and then it says, what is TypeScript, for example. But in this case, I think this is a pretty bad example, but we will just go with it because you can't have everything how you want all the time in life. This one is cat. And here it just tells you, like, there are values mapped to each other. That's what you need to understand. A dictionary has mappings, okay? Mappings. Remember this word, mappings. I will just write it down here for you guys. Dictionaries have mappings. And mappings mean that you will have a label. I would call it now label. And the label has a value. And in this case, my cat has the label size. Like we humans have name. For example, I also could say name, colon, not long. So the cat is not called long. And you need to understand the syntax of this dictionary. And now you know it has a label and a value, and instead of saying label and value, you need to say key and value. okay? Because it's like a real dictionary where you always have a label, like TypeScript, and then the value, which is the explanation, which is like TypeScript is a JavaScript framework or blah, 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 blah. And here you have a key and a value, and they all are, how do you say it? They are connected through a colon, which you can see here, okay? And of course, for each key, which is a string, you need to add it as a with quotation marks in this case, because if you just write it like this, it won't understand what is size. Okay, that's why I just write it like this. Bim, oops, dip, dip. And then I can say size equals fat, and you can type any data type you want. For example, I can say favorite food colon foods, or how many favorite foods does my cat have. I will write 9,000. You see, all of them are strings, but now it's a number, no problem. And that's how a dictionary is structured. So you can have endless key value pairs, and every time you call one of them, they will return the other side. But to understand what that means, I need to loop them first. But let's go here and print it. Print my cat. Oh no, let's do the type test first. Type. Oh no, oh my god, I destroyed my computer. That's when you don't know what you're doing. So type, I run it, boom, it says class dictionary. So if you do this, you will have your first dictionary. And now let's say what will happen if I just print it like that. Now let's see, boom. Now it just prints the whole thing here, you know, it prints the whole dictionary, which is totally fine. But now let me show you how to access one of those keys. Remember, because it's like a dictionary. We want to look up one specific key or label or word in our dictionary. And in this case, we just have to refer it through an index. And this index is not a number like in the list, because in the list you just have the index where you know where is your item. For example, here, when we go back to the list, you have this one. The list is structured like, oops, like this, oops. And then you say spam is this list with 4 items. And then when I say spam 0, because the cat is at index 0, it will return cat. But in this case, I can't say 0. Look what happens. Boom, it says, yo, key error. Because as you remember, dictionaries have have keys and values. And now it says the key error. That's why, guys, listen to your code, read it. It says key error 0. Imagine if I say 5. It says key error 5. It just says the key number 5 has an error, but it doesn't say it doesn't exist. So let's say I will write long, but it doesn't exist here, you know? The key does not exist. And of course, if you have seen already, it's all separated with a comma, except the last one, like in the list. And now let's see what will happen when I say long. And now it again says key error long. So I can't get the value of long. But imagine if I do like this. Oops. Long equals exists with some no, I will just remove them. Now look at this. Now it says exists. Oh my god, what is this? Exists. Now you see it exists, but if I remove it again, it says yo, key error. I don't have it. It's like looking up a word in the dictionary which doesn't exist, you know? And now let's say I want to copy my favorite foods. And of course it will return this number, because if you look up a word in the dictionary, it will return you the description or the explanation of this word. And this one, I want to get the favorite foods of my cat. And what will be returned? 9,000. Done. Okay? And that's the introduction to dictionaries. And that's how I will structure the next task for you, because I know the last weeks had no tasks, because I just wanted to synchronize with you guys and just see where you're going, and also talk with you to give you some more, how to say it, to be more proactive, you know, because if you don't, or if you just wait until I give you something and you don't learn anything in between, you're doing something wrong, you know, because this class here is not only for the time to learn Python while I explain it to you, but you also have to do it if nobody is telling you to do anything. Okay? And that's it for the dictionary for today. And Julio already said this exactly. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So that's it for this topic. I will talk about this or like the task a little bit more after this class, and we covered this topic as well. Boom. And now I actually would want to talk about all of this topics again, like how to work with files and practicing on a real project together. But I think Johnny, especially for Johnny and Monet, the first thing you need to do is to get used with dictionaries first, to work with them. And after that, I think we're ready to work on something together, like a Discord bot or something, you know? So that's why make sure you cover the topic dictionaries on your own as well. And then you should be able to work off my task number 8 or 7, I don't know. Yeah, 8 actually. And then we can see where you are at, and we can go to the next point, which is the practicing on a real project together, which basically means we will still learn some new chapters every day or every week, but we will move towards a goal. Okay, guys, dictionaries are amazing. Constant lookup time. Yes, exactly. One advantage of dictionaries also is that it's extremely fast to look up the word, if you remember. Okay, that's the time complexity, which I explained last time, but still we are not ready for time complexities. That's why we are not going to cover it now, but we will do it another time. And guys, that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and now I will just cover some questions if you still have. Yeah, Johnny, I can smell it.
Yeah, when do you use dictionaries?
Oh, that's a good question, because you basically use them everywhere, every time. For example,
I can give you an example because I actually covered dictionaries
yeah,
2 days ago. And what my friend told me is, for example, you have a student list, and each student has their own telephone number, for example. So it would be better to use a dictionary in order to get always the telephone number from the student.
yeah. Let me show you. Maybe I find an example here quickly somewhere. Python dictionary. Wait, why can't I hear myself? Yes. What? Yeah, I know. I just wanted to look up something smaller, but I could do it like this. Look at this. So first, I transformed this into a list. Okay, guys? Can you see that? So now my cat is just a list, but I will just say, not my cats, but I say students. And now I will create one student, just to show you or to understand it faster. So one student will have a name, and the name is Isaac, the creative. And then it will have ID. No, I will have phone number. Man, Isaac, why do you have such a long phone number, man? Come on. I know you are creative, but this is too much. Anyways, look at this. We have this now, and I will add this inside this one. Okay, maybe I can reformat my code. Please reformat my file. Yes. So this is a list. Can you see that actually? Oh no, I need to leave it like that. Hiya. Okay, this is a list. You can see the brackets, okay? Johnny? Hello? And now I have one dictionary inside, which is one student, which is called name, Isaac the creative, phone number, 123, whatever that is. And now I want to have another student because I don't have multiple ones. And you see, one student has multiple properties. Like the first one is the name, phone number. I could even go further and say address, hobbies, favorite programming language, all of that. And now let's say I will have another one. And then I'll put it here. Name, I will call it Henry the King. Okay? And his phone number is 0 because you don't call the king. So now imagine how would you store this kind of structure into a list, or how would you store that anyway, Johnny? How would you store something like information about a student and his information like phone number, address into a data structure, or what kind of structure would you use? Okay, how would your list look like? Exactly. And the reason why you would use a list is because you only know how to use a list. And it's straightforward, it's easy, but you can't save or store multiple properties. You guys remember I called it key. But if you have an object now, which goes a little bit beyond what we are talking about, if you have multiple keys of one, yeah, you could say it like that, but it's not like a real project which you have in Java or something. But this is one of the closest data structures to your object. But it's not a real object right now because you still can access one of those keys, and then you get one of the values back. But a class goes beyond that actually. But still, they kind of work in the same way. You can get one of those properties in your object and manipulate it, and then it will have the new changed value. Does it make sense? And now imagine I have this list. Okay, I have this list now, guys. I don't know how to make it smaller here because it's on Windows, but let's say I want to print the list. And you remember how we loop through a list? For student in students, and I say print one student. Student. And now I say run. Look at this. Now it prints me each student in a loop. And now I will say, I just want the name of each student. Okay? Now let's see what will happen. I'll just get the name, boom. And I don't even have the phone number or email, but if I just print student, I still have every information about each student in my variable student. And now imagine I have a function which needs to process all the phone numbers of each student to add all of those phone numbers into another data type or another class or function or whatever that is. I can do it here in the same loop. But I don't care about the name. And that's why you use dictionaries, and you can store multiple information for one object, JSON object, which is called a dictionary here. And dictionaries are always starting and ending with a curly bracket. Maybe that wasn't clear when I talked about that. Okay? Into one key. How do you mean? Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Look at this. I can have it like this. Isaac the demon summoner. So those are all the names from Isaac. Okay. So now I have oh shit. I need to do this. And oh, it already is. So now I have, what is this? I need to remove this. Now this name, this key has a list in the dictionary itself. And now let's see what will we return instead of this, because I said return all the names, right? So what will happen now? Boom. Now suddenly it returns me the whole list of Isaac's name. Isaac the creative, and in the nighttime he's Isaac the demon summoner. Man, Isaac, what are you doing? Maybe you should hide it more. Oh my god. And then we have Henry the king. And you see, here you can change it, but here it's still the same. You even can say, I will add another dictionary in the dictionary. So it can be extremely nested, because it's like a JSON structure, okay? Yeah, yeah, mutable. They're mutable. Here's an example, man. Look at this. Wait, I make it bigger. Yeah, look at this. I have a dictionary here, and you see, I have ID, type, name, PPU, betters, and then this betters has another dictionary which is starting with better, and this better has a list of other dictionaries, and this dictionary has two keys, ID and type. And here again, topping, a list of dictionaries. Dictionary. Now I just can take it like this. I can, boom. I say A equals something. Now I say print A. Oh my god, does it even work? Look, now it prints the whole thing here. But now let's say I just want to get the ID from my A. ID. Now look what happens. It just print me ID, which is ID 0001. But now let's say I go to betters. Boom. Now it says betters prints another dictionary. And now I could even say better, go to better. Whatever better is, I don't know what that is. Better to better. Boom. And then it prints the list. And then I say, give me the first list. Then boom, it goes to this one. Okay, I want to get the type of the first element of better's better. And then I say, give me the type. And now it returns me regular. Boom. This is how you access this very property, this key of regular. Okay? Okay, wait. You want it different? I would choose the third one. Let's see what happens. Third is there. Oh my god! It's from Isaac! Oh my god, it's Isaac's Devil's Food, man. Oh my god. Even when he's commented out, you Devil's Food, man. I can't believe this. Oh my god, this is a sign, guys. This is a sign to stop all of this. Thank you for joining, guys. I hope you could learn anything new. If you want to get in touch with us, just check out the selfdev.com. And thank you for joining again. And yes. What? Oh man. Oh man, look at this guy. Okay, anyways, guys, and yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want, because we will be back next week. Thank you for joining, and see you next time. Peace.